A lot of questions around squirting, like how to make a girl squirt, or like how
fifth graders? Just kidding.
No, these are high schoolers. Yeah,
Okay.
these are like high school, like around 16, like 10th grade. Some 11th graders, some seniors who like can't pass health. And there's always that one senior in the back, like, you back, buddy? Like, for the second round? Cool.
He's just trying to make a girl squirt.
He's like, I'm going to keep
He didn't get his answer.
That's it, too. I didn't think about that. They're failing on purpose. They're like,
No
this
shit.
motherfucker's going to answer my goddamn question.
At some point, it's going to be pulled out of that damn hat.
Yeah. They're going to answer my question.
So did you answer it? Because
I answer all the questions.
Can you answer that question?
Yeah, like squirting is this thing.
Okay, you guys, we've literally tried to record like the first sentence of this podcast and we just don't know how to start it.
You want me to sing? Scoot it, doo-doo.
Episode, yeah, it's just scat for
Scoot
us.
it, scat. Skibbity scat scow. Skibbity scat scat booty ba booty
Booty doody doo da dee da dum ba hey.
Oh hi hey. Oh
Okay.
hi.
No,
hey.
we need to just start over. Okay, anyways, here we're back, guys. Straight Candid Podcast, episode 16.
We're over here geeking out.
Sid and Soph in the house. We're ready to have an awesome episode.
And bless your Thursday ears.
Bust your Thursday.
Bless. Bless.
Let's bust them
Oh,
Thursday ears.
Jesus.
All right, so we're gonna start right off the bat with our Straight Candid moments. What you got, Sid?
Okay, so I didn't even tell you this yet.
I know I was kind of wondering because
I just
feel
was
like
kept
you
quiet. You're
you
like,
didn't even
when
hint
am I
at-
gonna do this? I'm
Yeah.
like, actually, did I tell you this? God, I hope so. I hope I didn't. I mean, I want you to be surprised.
Okay, well I guess
Okay,
I'll
well here
find
we
out.
go. Boom. So
No way.
Jordan said I love you. Finally. And it's like a candid moment because it's a beautiful moment. And usually I'm the one to talk about toots and farts and whatever you want to call it.
Oh.
We said I love you for the first time. And it was very, very, very
Wait,
special.
I actually have tears in my eyes. Even that's
Sylvia's
cute.
little tears. Can I tell you what happened?
Yeah,
I'll give you the
us
mini
the
blurb for the
story.
story. So I it's been a little
Why
over
am
6
I
months.
crying?
I know. Oh my god, you little sugar. My little sugar.
Okay, go.
It's been a little over 6 months and we are both like very particular, slow people. We want to do it our way, whatever. I don't even have to go into that. It's who you are and when you want to do it. I went over there and I was like, I was kind of having a stubborn day. We all have them. And I'm like, you know what? We took that love language test. I'm like, can you meet me in the middle a little more? And he's like, what? I'm like, meet me in the little bit.
Meet me in the middle.
Baby. But I was like, meet me in the middle a little more. I'm like, I know you're acts of service and I'm words of affirmation and it's hard because we're different, but
So your love language, you receive love by words of affirmation.
words of affirmation
Okay.
and quality time.
And his is what?
Acts of service and quality time.
Okay.
So we overlap on one, which is good. Anyway, and he's like, well, what do you want to hear? And I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, that you mean everything to me? 'Cause you do. And I was like, and I started tearing up. And he's like, why are you tearing up? I'm like, because that's all I needed to hear.
Because it was words of affirmation.
That's all I needed to hear. And he goes, okay. He's like, God damn it, Sydney. And he goes, I was going to wait until Valentine's Day, but Jesus Christ. He goes over, he opens this little box. He grabs his present. He comes over and he goes, I do love you. I love your family and your friends. And he's like, I was going to wait until Valentine's Day because it was going to be cute and it was a good moment to do it. It's right
Yeah.
around that time. Nope. I fucking spoiled it. But you know what? I feel damn good. And I feel...
You
yeah.
deserve that. You really
Yeah.
do.
Thank you.
Did you say it back?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
My little sugar.
I'm happy for you guys.
I think that's fun to share because I want to tell people out there that even if you don't have that moment 2 months in, 3 months in, 4 months in, that doesn't mean it's not there. It just means
No.
you're taking your own time.
Yeah.
Go on your own schedule.
Yeah.
I had a
And
positive one today.
there's definitely no timeline to say I love you. Like
Ever.
sometimes people are like throwing it out of their ass like right away. And
Yeah,
you
which
really-
is also fine.
yeah, which is also fine if you feel it
Yeah.
and you mean it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm
Okay.
excited because I think eventually we need to have Jordan on the podcast.
Oh, Jordan's coming on the podcast.
Okay, because he thinks he's going to be talking about stocks and shit, like, which is cool. Maybe he can, but I hope he doesn't listen to this because I'm going to be like, I'm going to make him real uncomfortable.
You just
Oh,
said that.
fuck yeah.
You just said that out of the corner of your mouth. Real uncomfortable.
I cannot wait.
I'm
Because
excited.
like, I feel like Jordan, like, I have known Jordan, but I've never, like, had, like, a serious conversation with him. Like, it's always, like, jokes and, like,
With the serious man, you've never had a serious conversation.
No, it was-
He's like a bag
Well,
of seriousness.
it's because he's so serious sometimes that I remember, like, just, like, nudging him, like, hey, Jordan, are you going to smile, Jordan? Put a little smile on your face. And he's like, huh. I'm like, all right. So I'm
Like,
excited.
all right, Grandpa.
I'm excited, but I think, yeah, because I don't know anything about finances or stocks. So that'd be awesome if he talked a little about that.
I think that's something we've got to grab him for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to make him uncomfortable.
I love that. Do you have a canon moment? Canon moment?
You know, I do have a few, like always. And I literally just brain farted and I don't really remember what I was gonna say. So
Classic.
I'm gonna bring up the fact that we have a mannequin with underwear above our heads.
Please tell the story, because guess what? We didn't know it was there.
Above the fireplace mantle. So, and apparently that was there the entire podcast that we just recorded with our guests, which we'll introduce in a second. But so here's the story. So Andrew and his friends and his roommates, they have this butt mannequin, half lower body, wearing these ugly boxers floating around their house. And they put it in each other's rooms and they hide it under each other's beds, and just, it's like the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen. Andrew's like, hey, it's my bros. And so one day, Andrew's roommate, Jonah, he has this like little like statue up in his room, a glass statue of Lizzo. And Lizzo's ass is just sticking up in the air, like wanting to be spanked. So I went up to Lizzo and I spanked her glass ass, and the glass ass just shattered. So I broke Lizzo, and Jonah, which is Andrew's roommate, was upset with me. So apparently, like 4 months ago, he took this butt mannequin and threw it in my trunk of my car while I was over.
mad?
Because he was like, you know what? Sophie gets the floating butt mannequin, so I'm going to put it in her car. So the other day, literally 3 days ago, this was put in my car 4 months ago. I was grocery shopping and I opened up my trunk because I had a big grocery haul, and I usually just put my groceries like in the back seat, but I was like, I need to put it in the trunk this time. And there she was, just all of a sudden this mannequin in. And so I'm like trying to give it back to Andrew. I'm like, I don't want this in my car. Andrew's refusing to take it, so we're gonna have to work this out. But so yeah, that's my canon moment. The fact
Put it
that
up on the shelf.
Yep. And apparently, Andrew, did you put that up there? So Andrew
put it up there. We did not realize it, and now we are all the way through our episode recording, about to introduce to you who we're gonna have on this episode, and we had it up there the entire time with our guests.
It's funny because she didn't even notice.
No, she didn't even know.
That's hilarious.
She's probably thought we were like eclectic and modern.
Yeah. Well, our guest, you guys, really excited because her name is Khadijah Cooper.
Amazing.
She is a full-time sex educator. She is a part-time female comedian, and she is all-the-time mom. So she's talking about all things sex education with us. We hear a little bit about her comedian side and just some fun topics around all of that.
Yeah, she's amazing. You'll want to hear this. So yeah. Without further ado, take it away.
You look young.
My daughter's 17.
Wait, we're closer to your daughter's age.
Oh my God.
Y'all might have ended up at the couple same place. No, she's a good kid. I don't know, but
oh my goodness.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's why I mean this in the wholeheartedly most respectful way.
That's right.
I love talking to like younger girls in their 20s because I like that. That I'm the age where I feel like I just want to mama bear you, and I just want to make sure that y'all engage in pleasurable sex and good relationships. And I just want to mama bear you and put my arms around you.
I have
one
tears.
under each.
That's
That's
love
why I was
that.
like, I love this.
Do you realize that's what we need, though? Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be totally honest. That's what I need.
I'm here, baby. I'm here. Mama's home.
We need to have pleasurable
Mama's
sex.
here.
That's what we.
And I have, but we'll get there.
Mama's here.
Well, Mama Bear.
Mama Bear is here.
We have Khadijah Cooper.
Woo!
Woo-woo, at the Straight Candid podcast. So we are so excited to have you on here, just as what you were saying, as we want to hear all about your education, your sex education, career. We hear you're one of the only female comedians here in Minneapolis.
It's a small group.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then you add like black women comedian. There's only like a couple of us really out here. So,
wow. That's impressive as hell.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have anything to do with that. I just happened to be black. I just happen to be black and a woman, and it's like, well.
And you're like, well, here I go.
Okay, well, here I go.
I guess
well, congrats on that.
Thank you.
We need more representation of that.
We really do.
I've been waiting for 2 young white girls to congratulate me on being black. That is like,
God,
my life is complete. I love that. Thank you.
Congratulations.
We're really happy for you.
Really excited for this opportunity.
And you're also a mom, right?
I am a mom, and we just talked about that. My daughter's 17.
Which we were like, what?
How are you? How do you have a daughter that's 17 when you look like you're 27?
Because
You have her when you're 10?
no.
Okay. I don't believe.
It's Vaseline. That's what it is. People are scared of it. Put it on your face.
I
shit.
heard this
night.
recently.
Put it on your face at night. Like, I don't know. My grandma's from the South, so sometimes we have some backwoods remedies. Okay.
Yes.
But I'm 38, and like I do use like other skincare now. Like I become obsessed with it during quarantine.
Me too.
Like ordering all this shit. I have a subscription box problem.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
What one do you do?
Oh, what one haven't I done so So this is my second annual with FabFitFun.
Oh yeah.
I did TheraBox. I did single, like it was a singles box. And then I did Birch.
Oh, Birch. I've heard good things about that one.
And then there was like another makeup one that was like $10 a month. I was like, sign me up.
It's like Christmas.
Yeah,
every month.
Yeah, because here's the deal. I like expensive things, but I like my money in my bank account too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's a way for me to spend like $50 on a box, but then I get all this really great products, and it's like, I don't have to go to the store. I don't have to figure it out, and I just put it on my face like it's here, and I just do it.
Boom.
And let me tell you, her skin is bouncy. That's what I
Holy
told.
hell.
That's what I told her before this podcast. I was like, "Wait, you're how old?"
I'm wowed. I'm not kidding. You look so good.
Yeah.
This is the best way to start my week.
I posted an Instagram today introducing Khadijah to our Instagram and
I think
saying,
I got some followers. I think
"Did you?"
I think I did.
Yay.
Oh my God. They only came from you because there's no other reason why they would have found me. So I appreciate it.
You never know.
But I got a DM.
appreciate it.
I got a DM from Khadijah. Whoa. And she said, "Oh my gosh, thanks for choosing the sexy photo of me." And I was like,
You look
"Girl,
so
you're
good in
looking
that.
good."
You look good in that
Yes,
picture.
That was my birthday.
oh, wow.
Yes, that was my 30th birthday like gift to myself because I couldn't like hang out, you know.
A fun little
Yeah, I
photo
feel
shoot.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Cute.
Well, you look damn good. Okay, well, we're freaking hyped that you're here. I'm like excited to
Let's
get to
get
know you
into it.
because we met you through the Back Pocket podcast. Those are the boys. They introduced us to you, gave us a
Love
little
them.
nudge where they're like, "Hey, I think we've got somebody that you might want on your podcast that's gonna do well with your listeners and everything like that and have fun with you guys." But will you give us just a mini blurb? I'm sure you have to do it maybe with comedy and stuff. Who are you?
Yeah.
Give us some mini, like,
Just like the elevator
to kick
speech
it
of
off.
Khadijah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the elevator speech of Khadijah. I am a mom. I am a Twin Cities comedian. I've been doing that for about 3 years now.
Ooh.
And I am a sexuality educator. So I talk to young people about relationships, consent, how to prevent pregnancy, how to prevent STIs, giving them information, answering hilarious questions.
I can't wait to hear these.
Yep. And then with that job, I do other stuff, but that's the fun part. You know, like I talk to parents and I talk to principals and what. Nobody fucking cares about that part. Get it out of here. Tell us about like the questions that
The goodies.
Tell us about the goodies. So that's really what I do. My life really revolves around like being funny and saying inappropriate stuff with a microphone. Thank you for this.
Yes, you're welcome.
Perfect. We
Anytime.
set you up for success.
And just like being funny
Yep.
Well,
and
you're-
enjoying my life.
Do you bring your sex education into your stand-up comedian at all? Like, is that where a lot of it revolves around?
Yeah, absolutely. So my comedy is really like autobiographical. It's really about my life. It's really about me being a mom. It's really about me being single at 38. You know, it's about, you know, teaching sex ed and like the experiences. But like the thing that I love about comedy that really suits me well is like it's an exaggeration. And I'm already a little bit like a cartoon character. So I get to go on stage and be this like exaggerated like version of myself and share that with people. And I think people
So
really
fun.
relate to it.
People do, and
They
people relate to,
do.
even though some of those exaggerated, like the stories are exaggerated more so in like how they went about, like the telling of the story, right? A little bit, just like for fun.
Yeah.
But like people love that. Like that.
Yes.
That's what keeps people engaged.
And I love because, you know, there's not that many women that do comedy. And who's in the audience? You think about
Women.
It's date night and it's women. It's
Yep.
girl groups, you know? So it's, unless it's fucking like Joe Rogan or something, then
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
different.
fucking Bro City. But in regular life, it's like women. And it's like when you got dudes talking about their experiences and they're funny, but it's just something to be like, yeah, like I went on a date and this dude smacked me on the pussy and I punched him in the face. Like somebody's like, oh my God, I really relate to that story.
Yeah, the women in the audience are the ones that are relating to you. So it's almost like there needs to be some more women representation.
There really does. We're missing that right now.
Yeah.
How did you start?
So funny story is that my mom is also a stand-up comedian.
Oh, no way.
Mm-hmm.
From Minneapolis,
Yep,
too?
from Minneapolis.
No way.
So, I mean, I've been around comedy like really my whole life, but I think like I always wanted to do it, and I was like, okay, next year, because I was scared, you know, like getting up on stage by yourself, and I'm not a shy kid. Like I was in plays, and that performing didn't really scare me, but being by myself did. And it's like, well, there's no one to be like, well, they like started later, you know.
Yeah.
It's all you, Khadijah. Mm-hmm. And my mom was so good at it. My mom was so funny, and I just put it off. So I didn't start doing comedy until I was like 35.
Wow.
And then when I was like, well, so I should have started 10 years earlier. Like, you know, because it's like, oh, why didn't I start this earlier? Because the first time, you know, I had this moment of like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Damn. You know?
Do you remember that first time that you went on stage?
I remember it, but I don't know anything that I said. I think I blacked out.
You probably did. I was going to say you probably
I would have too.
I blacked out.
You probably made a bit about starting at a later age to do comedy though? Or were you like...
I literally don't remember what I said. I was just like, what's up? This is my first time. Blackout.
Done. All of a sudden you're walking off stage. There's claps. You're like...
Yeah. I was like, what happened?
Yeah. What did I say?
Yeah. And my mom was the only person that I told. And she was like so proud. Like she's so sweet. She's brassy, but she's sweet.
I love that.
Yeah.
Brassy but sweet. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Does she still do comedy?
She does every once in a while. I think when I really started... So when I started comedy, I was like, it's go time. Like I really loved it. And I wanted to like kind of make up for lost time, so to speak. Yeah. And so I hit the ground running. Like my first year I did like 179 shows.
Holy
so
crap.
many. Like I just was at every open mic, like everything if I could get on stage, I did it. And I really think that helped me be to like a place where we can go through a pandemic and everybody wants stage time, and I, you know, am able to get booked. So I'm really grateful
amazing.
for that.
Definitely.
Yeah. Good for you.
Thanks.
Oh my God.
Do you have a favorite bit that like really hits well with the audience?
Yeah, so right now so my new favorite bit, I only did it once last Saturday for like a Valentine's Day show, but it just like hit me and I wrote it down. I'll do it. I'll tell you what it is and tell me if you think it's funny.
Okay,
and
I'm
it's this is like behind the scenes. It's still being workshopped.
Okay.
The first couple times you tell a joke, like anyway, so should I perform?
Yes. We want the whole performance.
Are we doing it?
I was like,
do you need to stand up?
No, okay. I'm gonna do it seated. Okay. Good morning. Good night. Happy. People are gonna be like, this bitch is not a comedian. She's lying.
Stop.
She's lying. No. Okay. So here's the bit. The bit is like, I'm starting, you know, to be healthy with my life, and so I started going to the gym, which I'm really excited about. But the thing that's so crazy and surprising is that when I told my friends and family, I had the same reactions as when I told them I was pregnant. Like, at first my mom was like, are you going to keep it? You're going to try to get rid of it?
I don't know whether to laugh or like ask further questions.
No, that's the part you laugh at. You're doing the right thing at the right moment.
Okay.
No, you're A+ for you
Especially
too.
when you're in the dark room and you're in the back. You've got the light
That's
on you on the stage, and I'm like, oh, I can laugh.
Yeah.
It's like the guilty laugh. Like,
You don't have to laugh because that's a normal.
No. You know
Maybe
what I
people
mean?
usually say congratulations when people are pregnant. Now my mom, she's like, you gonna keep it or what are you gonna do with this baby? You have your whole life ahead of you. You're only 20. Why are you pregnant?
Why are you doing that? What are you doing? Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh yeah, wait, yeah. Since your daughter's 17, you would have gotten
20.
Yeah.
I was 21 when I had her.
Okay.
But yeah,
Damn.
which was the best decision because like it was hard, but like I'm coasting now.
Yeah.
I'm like autopilot.
Yeah,
I don't even have to cook dinner
young.
for her anymore. She doesn't care.
Oh my God.
Like I'm making plans. I'm like booking tickets. I'm like,
You're living your life.
yeah, yes.
As
I'm
a
like,
mom.
oh, she's 17 now. Like she can stay home for a couple days by herself.
Yeah.
Mama's
She probably
mom.
loves it.
She likes
Trust.
the space.
Trust.
Trust.
She does.
She wants that space. So.
Yeah. Because
Damn.
but I still do annoy her. Like I sneak in her room and like I'll just like
go through her things a little.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I do a little, but not really. It's always like boring. I'm like, yeah, no
like,
vibe.
where's this?
Where's
a
the
book?
juicy
Another book.
Where's
Yeah.
the juicy diary? Like nothing.
I'm like all these fucking crafts. Like she makes earrings. I'm like, well,
Oh my gosh, good
Can
for
I-
her though.
adorable.
Can I
She's
ask
adorable.
Yeah.
about a mother who's also a sex educator? Have you
Yeah.
had the sex talk with your 17-year-old daughter, or do you not need to? Like, how does that work?
It's a little bit of both. It's not so like the way we think about having the sex talk. It's not the talk. It's conversations,
Love.
right? Just like throughout your life, you're having these conversations, and that's what we talk about when we talk to parents. It's not like, okay, my kid's like going through puberty, and it's like time to have the talk and the birds and the bees. That's not what it is. It starts when they're young. It starts with calling your body parts their body parts. I think that's really important to say vulva, penis, balls, clitoris. Like, it's okay. Like,
It's
like,
important
say
as hell.
Rather than
it. Yeah, you nervous?
Penis.
Say
No,
it. Yeah,
I know.
okay,
I
good.
get it. No, I just I'm laughing because I'm like I'm thinking of all the names. So like, oh, is your little pee pee hurt? You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
no,
that
that's
creeps
his-
me out a little
That's
bit.
his
honestly.
penis. What do you call
Like,
your nose? You
ooh.
call your nose your fucking nose.
yeah.
Call your penis your penis.
It's so funny you mentioned that because I just had a conversation 2 days ago about children growing up with and talking about sexual parts as the actual names, because
Yeah.
I heard something along the lines of even like, if let's say a little kid was like molested, and if you think that like your body part is like a forbidden term and you don't even know how to talk about it, it's something that like suppresses, and you don't even want to like use that term to explain to anyone because you think that it's already forbidden.
Yeah, you shouldn't
know?
talk about it. So why would I tell you?
Yeah,
what happened?
people grow up
Oh,
with so much
man.
shame around their sexuality and their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, think about if people didn't have to grow up with that. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
what
it'd
a
be
place we
amazing.
would do. I would probably be in a relationship, and there wouldn't be so many fucking dudes. I'm like, I can't, dude. You need therapy, not a girlfriend. You know,
It's
Yeah.
so true though.
you know. But
It's
like,
so
that's
true.
the best gift I can give anybody. Telling them like, I'm with love. You need therapy.
Yeah.
and stop fucking with people.
Literally.
Seriously.
You know.
Where? Okay, wait. I have to ask. Where are you doing your sex education then? Is it in schools, or is it like, are you in a specific school all the time, or does the school bring you there? How does that work?
Yeah, it's really interesting. So I technically work at a sexual health clinic.
Oh, okay.
So we provide clinical services to young people up until the age of 26. So if you
Okay.
ever need a plan B, y'all are still within the age,
I didn't know that.
the
Hell
age.
yeah,
And your
just kidding.
listeners are probably too. The Annex Teen Clinic, if you want to look them up, they're amazing. Youth friendly clinic for your sexual health needs. They're not.
Yeah.
Stare at it. No,
Stare at that camera.
I was like doing a commercial for my job.
for your needs, and you're like smiling. www.annex.com.
She winks. She's
Thank
winking she's winking at the camera
I know,
like,
I know.
all right. So is that one reason you got into sexual health, is because there was all this shame around it and you wanted to speak on it?
Yeah, no, honestly, like when I was in college, I wanted to be a probation officer.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't like it. And I knew about the annex because I grew up in that same community. I grew up in Crystal. And so I was like, went there and did my internship there. And I was like, this place is fucking rad. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're just like the rock and roll folks of like teachers, we're like coming in classroom like, "Pwah, we're going to talk about sex. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like amazing. I mean, it didn't really go like that, but in my head it did.
Well,
Yes.
powerful.
Yeah, and then like smoke machines, and the kids are like, "No, we don't want to learn." And it's like, it's okay. I'll
Sex
do the
is cool.
talking. Yeah. Well, no, not like. Okay.
No,
I think
too
we're
far?
Yeah. Not like sex
Wait,
is cool, but like
what did you just?
we just want you to be informed. But like sex is cool. Like it's important to talk about pleasure too, because talking about pleasure and having people have conversations around that, can really help with like rape culture and, people knowing their bodies. It just is perpetuating people having pleasurable sex.
Yeah.
Because that's important in life.
It's very important, and a lot of people don't even know how to go about doing that
It's
because they wouldn't know where to start.
well, because nobody talked to them about it. Nobody said anything about it. Nobody, you're not having conversations that are really going to help you with your life because nobody did. Our generation before us didn't. Their generation before it didn't. So how are they ever going to be able to talk to us? And I get to have those conversations with young people, high schoolers and early college. Like, let's talk about relationships. What's on your mind?
Yeah.
I love that.
Do you know if sex education, like comprehensive sex education, is it mandated in every state, or is it only certain states are not allowed to have the comprehensive sex education?
Wow.
Yeah, so it kind of gets like a little complicated. So here's the spectrum of, you know, when it comes to sex education, what could be. So in some states, you only have to teach about HIV, but the information doesn't have to be medically accurate.
What does that even mean?
That means that, like, I could say, like, oh, you could get HIV from a mosquito, knowing that that's not medically accurate.
What
but
in
it's
the
like,
hell?
or
What?
that's just like, it's true.
That's weird that a school would be telling you that you could tell someone that's not something that's not true. But you have to educate them on what's not true.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be medically accurate. So it could. People probably use that and take it whatever.
However they want.
Yeah,
whatever.
So
If it's like a religious based school, I'm assuming they probably relate it back to the Bible or something like that.
or like,
and make
yeah,
that
so like abstinence only education really like hits on all those things, which just because like I'm a sex educator, like we talk about abstinence, we talk about that and give that just as much respect as we give all the other topics we talk about.
Exactly.
Right? But I think talking about abstinence, for some people have experienced it where it's attached to shame, and if they do something, then they're wrong. If they touch their body, they're going to hell. If they do this, then this bad thing is going to happen, you know? And it's like talking about abstinence, it's like you get to make a decision in this.
Yeah.
And like you don't have to do something that you really don't want to do, or you could do something and then still choose to be abstinent. Like that is a choice that you get to make, and I hope everybody gets to make that choice freely.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
God, people need to hear these things.
Do you think that
That's why I'm here.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
I'm like, preach.
well,
Preach. Y'all tickle me. I swear to God, this is the highlight of my life.
Yes.
what would you say to a parent who, or I mean, I'm assuming you run into this, but a parent who thinks that sex education is influencing their kids
Or dangerous.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
detrimental, or is it helping them? Like,
Yeah.
you know?
I think that's a really good question that I have to answer a lot because, yeah, it is. It's like, why are these people talking to my kids about sex? Like, and we say, like, the same reason why your math teacher is talking to them about math, because it's good information for them to know, to grow up to be, like, well-rounded people, you know, but the skills that we're giving them will help them when they're in relationships. We're teaching them how to negotiate pleasure and safer sex. We're saying, like, you can like think about and do these things to like negotiate safer sex with your partner and have conversations. And we're giving kids the opportunities to think about what their values are, because critical thinking is a skill that young people have to develop. Like, you have to give them opportunities to work that muscle. And that's what we do. I tell parents very clearly, we don't talk about values. We give them a space to think about what their values are. But guess what? That is your job as their parent. You are their number one sexuality educator, and you are the ones that are supposed to be talking to your kids about your values, your culture, your religion, what's important to you, and why. That's not our job.
That's not, you're just there to give educational information and advice.
Yeah, like,
Not-
here's birth control.
rules.
If you don't want to get pregnant, here's how to use a condom correctly, because if condoms break, it's probably because you didn't use it correctly. Like, here's how to do it. And this information you will probably not need for a really long time. But would you rather need it and not have it, or have it and not need it?
Mic drop.
Oh,
That was huge. That's huge. Whoa, wait.
whoa. I almost dropped it, because when people say mic drop, I get excited about it. I was like, this actually looks like a really nice,
You're gripping.
expensive mic. Yeah,
I know,
I held on to it real
whoa,
tight.
whoa.
No, but
No,
it's
no,
like
no.
like a
Reflex.
reflex. I was going to say a reflection.
Reflection.
Blah. I don't know.
Wait, can I ask you a fun question about this then?
Yeah.
With these, I mean, what are the age ranges are different, because it's high school and college, you said?
Yeah, so we really like talk to young people like 5th grade.
Oh,
And
you go all the way
Yeah,
back.
so 5th grade, we're really talking about like your body's going to change, puberty, you know, things like that. And then we go all the way up to like first, second year college.
That is such an impressionable time on a child's life. Like, I remember 5th grade, I think it was the exact same age, sitting and learning about puberty. I remember the video we watched, and like, it is one, I don't remember, you kidding me? I don't remember anything else from 5th grade, but I remember seeing, you know, the TV and showing a razor, and that girls might shave, and like all this other, like, pubic hair is gonna arise, and if someone touches you the wrong way, like, you need to report it. Like, I distinctively remember that moment.
Yeah.
I remember 5th grade. It was 5th
Well,
grade
it's because
too.
it felt like it was I mean, y'all were so young. That was like last year.
Well,
I think, too.
shut up. Whatever.
It wasn't that long ago. I can't
but
remember 5th grade.
5th grade, we were sitting there and they said, boys got to go over here, girls got to go over here.
separated
And they
us.
separate us and we're in a room. And I'm like, why am I in this room? And they gave me this weird piece of paper and it had like, I think it had like the, the pieces of the vagina, like the vulva and everything, like the clitoris, everything drawn out. And
I
was
love
just
that
like,
you said vulva.
I had to because you told me you have to say it.
I love that.
And then she brushed over the clitoris. She's like, well, then
Clitoris.
clitoris.
I don't. But I remember being like, what? And they were like very awkward. I remember I could read my teachers because they didn't bring in a sex educator at this point. And they were like, it was my math teacher. And I remember she's like grabbing her arm. She's kind of like, well, we're going to talk to, this is normal. Everyone normal. I'm like, you're convincing yourself it's normal. And all the kids were all like looking at each other like, she's being awkward. I can tell. But then like 6th grade, I think it was, we had a better conversation and it was, they brought in an educator and it was honestly the most fun I've had in a class in a long time. Because it was so open.
Yeah.
I was like, finally.
Somebody
Talk to me about this crap.
Yeah.
My parents weren't that open. So
Okay.
this is something I was probably deprived of, to be totally frank.
Well, at least you got something. Something's always better than nothing,
I think it's also, I've heard that now they keep the boys and girls together when they learn about puberty.
Yep.
Puberty. When they learn about puberty, which I think is also important. Do you know if is that how you guys teach her? Do you separate the girls and the boys?
So we really advocate to keep them together for
Smart.
a lot of different reasons, right? So one reason is that boy and girl, like not everybody fits in those categories. So we really want to be inclusive to LGBTQ young people, right? Even if like a young person is in that space and maybe they don't know or they don't have the words for it, but at least knowing that like we're just all going to be together, right? I think it's important to have everyone together learning about the same thing at the same time. I think it's just another example of how like this doesn't have to be like a secret, like girls over here, boys over here, like don't ask them what they're doing over there because I'm not gonna tell. It's like, well, what the fuck are they doing over there? Like I want to go over there, Mm-hmm. So keeping them together, and then it's like maybe not right away, but also they're learning skills of like, oh, like we can talk about this with everybody too. It doesn't have to be like a secret. So we're also like. I just lost the word that I was gonna say. Like an example. Nope, that's not the word.
Pretty open to like talking to both.
Keeping it pretty open to having everybody talk together, and it's just like creating that example of like that's how it can be as you grow up.
Yeah. Another milestone that I remember. So puberty was in 5th grade, and then I remember I didn't learn how sex happened from school. I remember learning about like later in high school, obviously like safe sex, but I remember distinctively driving with my mom to gymnastics, and I was in the back seat. My sister and my mom were in the front, and I was wondering, I knew babies were made from sex, and me and my friend were trying to figure it out. We were like, put all these theories. We were like, okay, so we figured it out. They get naked together. The woman puts on a lot of lipstick and they make out. Like that is how I thought babies were made.
What? That's adorable.
And so I finally was like, I got to confirm it with my mom so I can tell my friend because we're going to figure it out. So I was sitting in the back seat and I was like, Mom, how do parents have sex? And I remember her saying like, well, and she explained it to me. The penis goes in the vagina, and my jaw just dropped. Like I did not think that was like anatomically possible.
Yeah, I was like, what the
I was like, what?
Where? What
I
do you
remember
mean?
like being disgusted for like months.
Like sex is not for me.
Yeah.
My friend told me in school, and she's like, you're never going to believe what I learned. And I was like, what? And she goes, I know how people have sex. And I thought when you kissed, a mom and a dad kissed, but the mom carried the baby so you were only really related to your mom.
I love that. That totally makes sense.
Because I was like, well,
somebody would think.
I'm like, oh, I'm closer related to my my cousins that are girls because it's from my aunts who are girls, and they're all like I'm like, oh, because we're so related. I remember telling my cousin that, and she was like, what? And I'm like, never mind.
Oh my god, like you said that, so I believed you for a second. Well, I got snap back. Like that was good. Like I was like, that really makes sense.
You're like, oh yeah, you carry it, okay, yeah. But I remember my friend told me, and I was like, what? No, stop. And I remember I had to like go home because I was so like frazzled from the day because no one had told me that, and I was just like confused. I'm like, I gotta go home.
Yeah,
I was frazzled. I think it was 6th grade. I was like, what? No, there's no way. What is the? I want to know the funniest. Do you have any funny stories about like being an educator and even any age group? Because I think we can all ask hilarious questions. I mean, I'm 23 and I'm still like confused about certain things.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's the one. That's also what I love about sex. You could and like love and communication and all, you know, all of those things is like you can always be a lifelong learner of it. You know, every day I learn something that I'm like, oh, I gotta fucking tell somebody about this. You know, like every day, which is so cool. But funny stories, I think the funniest things are always around the anonymous questions that we do.
Oh, yeah.
You know, a lot of questions around squirting, like how to make a girl squirt, or like how
Fifth graders? Just kidding.
no, these are high schoolers. Yeah,
Okay.
these are like high school, like around 16, like 10th grade. Some 11th graders, some seniors who like can't pass health. And, you know, there's always that one senior in the back, like, you back, buddy? Like, for the second round? Cool.
He's just trying to make a girl squirt.
He's like, I'm going to keep
He
fucking
didn't get his answer.
That's it, too. I didn't think about that. They're failing on purpose. They're like,
No
this
shit.
motherfucker's going to answer my goddamn question.
At some point, it's going to be pulled out of that damn hat.
Yeah. They're going to answer my question.
So did you answer it? Because
I answer all the questions.
Can you answer that question?
Yeah, like squirting is this thing that people are very obsessed with because of porn. I'm convinced. But is there like a thing that somebody can do to someone's body that will probably make them squirt? Yes.
Interesting.
I was gonna
We're-
say.
well,
I
we're,
said
like,
no.
learning.
See, I said
I
no
said
in
no, I
my
thought.
head.
Yeah, me
Okay.
too.
No, yeah. So, okay, here's the like biology of it, right? So when people think about the G spot, it's really like a zone in like the roof of the vagina, right?
Spongy, right?
Yeah, well, it's spongy in there. I mean, if anything in there's too hard, I think somebody should go see a medical
Okay.
professional.
Good to know.
That's just something I would suggest. Like if it's like, if you're knocking on it, like go. Yeah, if it sounds like that, go see a doctor. Like that's not.
I'm
Everyone's body's different, but like I'm not a doctor, but common sense will tell me like go see somebody. So like inside of the vagina, like on the roof of it, it's really about like pressure because like so if somebody's fingering you, they put their fingers inside your
I
vagina.
wish you guys could see your hand motions right now.
They get it. 2 fingers in the vagina, lift up a little bit, and you kind of like push with a little bit of pressure and like rub up towards the belly button. You know, does that make sense? So when you're in, it's like you're trying to like get to the belly button
And
up and back.
And it makes you feel like you're gonna pee.
It does make you feel like you're gonna pee. So a lot of people will kind of be like, whoop, 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 whoop.
So how do you know it's not pee?
Pee, you'll maybe know, but you maybe
But
won't
maybe
know.
you won't.
You know?
Because
It's like if you drink a lot of water, it's like,
I've heard that women
does it
sometimes
matter?
just drink a lot of water and they pee, and who knows, it could be squirting.
yes, that's
You know?
that could be a trick. Why not?
Try it out.
But
interesting.
also don't, because it's like, who are you doing that for?
Exactly.
Yeah, really.
Like, who are
seriously,
you doing that
who
for?
you acting for?
Because
Yeah.
it's not feeling good. You're just pissing in your bed.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. So, but who are you doing that for? But if that's something that really makes you happy and like you really want to provide that service to the person that you're having sex with, go right ahead.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
I think your
Good to
body
know.
would appreciate you just doing the things that make you feel good.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, I want. Were
More-
there any other funny
Yeah.
ones? I love
Okay.
the funny ones. I
So
love
it's a lot about
Why do I
squirting.
sound like that? I'm like,
So like you think of like young people, boys are worried about penis size, girls are worried about relationships and feelings.
yep.
Like
Makes sense.
seriously, like it's like, what's a normal size penis? Like, what if my penis is too big? Probably won't be. Like, what if, you know, penis size, they're like, what is it? And girls are like, so I mean, these fucking pieces of paper are tiny. They're like a fourth of an index card. It's supposed to be like a real short thing, and these are scenarios. Like they're like, so what if you just happen to be like in a relationship with someone, and like sometimes they get like mean to you, but then you get mean with them back, but you really love them and you want to be with them.
It's like a whole story.
Yeah, it's like
Sitcom.
Girls writing that versus
Yeah.
guys, how do I make a girl squirt? That's it.
Jesus.
yeah,
So
Interesting.
exactly.
Puberty.
Yeah, and then like how to do anal, and it's like lube and patience is like gonna be your friends when we think about anal. Sometimes questions about blowjobs, like how to give a good blowjob, da 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 da. And you know, so these are the things that young
Yeah.
people are worried about. All of it.
Yeah.
All of it. Matters of feelings, and think about that time when you're going through puberty and you're ready, like, what? And then like mixing crushes and like you want to masturbate, and for boys it's like, that's cute, and for girls it's like, we don't talk about it.
Don't ever talk about it.
You know, and
I
that's what I tell parents too. It's like, I get it. Like, it's funny. Your son's in the shower and you're snapping blankets in half, and it's like very funny.
Ew,
but like,
snapping blankets in half. I just got that.
Yes, it's like, I mean, these parents
I heard
are
that
saying
in the
these
Bridesmaids
things.
movie
Yeah,
from that lady.
Yeah. And it's like, these parents are saying these funny quotes, and then they're like, yeah, I talked to my daughter, and I was like, your period is coming. And it's like, you're not going to want to do anything for 7 days. And it's just like, I can't fucking wait till my period's over. And it's just like, can we change the tone a little bit?
Yeah.
Can we be
for
like,
real.
can we change the tone so people don't have to feel weird? Women don't have to feel weird about going through puberty, because for boys it's like, yeah, that's my fucking boy. For girls it's like, just get in the corner and cry.
Yeah, like hush hush. She needs
Or-
a tampon. Oh God. Oh shush shush shush.
Yeah, I
Go
feel
grab
like
one.
I feel like a lot of women when they go through puberty before everyone else, they have that shame. But same with people that hit puberty a little bit late. Like for me, for example, I didn't get my period until senior year of high school.
Is it because you did gymnastics?
I did do gymnastics for a while,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But
'Cause
I
you're,
don't
like,
know.
So fit.
My
Your
mom,
body's like, fuck a period. We gotta perform. Good for you.
no, but my mom also hit puberty late, so it was a little bit of
Okay.
genetic factor
I
for
hit it
sure.
in 6th grade.
See, it's so
6th
different.
grade probably, 5th or 6th grade.
Yeah, I got it split. I was like in 8th grade.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I was definitely early.
There was a
I was
lot
with my
of-
friends, and I was like, "What in the
Yeah.
hell is this?" And,
Yeah.
like I had no idea what was going on with my body. I thought I was dying. I told my mom to
That's
come
why
pick
we
me up
gotta
because I was
talk
so
about
freaked
it.
out.
We gotta
Yeah.
talk about it. Blood? Are you kidding me?
I'm like, hello.
That's the scariest thing.
Well, yeah, because you're like, oh my God, I'm falling apart, or like you think your insides are coming out.
Yeah.
You're like,
I
I'm
mean,
scared. I might be dying.
everyth's on the table at that moment.
By
Everything.
by senior year of high school, I definitely knew what it was, but
Yeah, I would
I
hope
was
so.
like, oh my God, take me to the hospital.
Stop. I actually have some funny. Okay, so I looked up the funniest sex ed questions that kids have asked. Google. And I want to share them just because they're hilarious,
Yeah.
and I think we'll all get a kick out of them.
Okay.
Okay. So one day, so this is anonymous questions asking, like in the box too.
Yep.
One day, the teacher reads the question: is it better to masturbate with your left or right penis? Kid in the back audibly says, "You're supposed to have two," and almost immediately starts crying. Next. Is penis size hereditary? When she said no, the kid jumped up screaming, "Thank God." The look on the teacher's face was priceless. So obviously the dad, small. Okay, next one was, where does the bone go in a boner?
Oh, that's
Oh,
cute.
that's pretty cute. He's no idea.
Like when you don't have a boner anymore, where does it go? Back inside you?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's called a boner. That's
kids
a
are
legit
honestly
question.
logical. They're logical.
Yeah, they're
questions.
logical.
It is
They just
very
have no-
logical.
kids think
Yeah.
logically. They just don't have all the answers.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
young people at that age, they need concrete. They can't, like the gray area. No, things have to be black and white for young.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This one says STDs from oral sex. That's what they're talking about. A girl in my grade asked, "How can you catch an STD over the phone?" Solid question, I thought.
Oh my God.
Uterus, isn't that the thing that cows have?
Oh,
Udders.
dang it.
Udders.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was a good one.
How do daddy
It's
long
like a knock-knock joke.
Right?
It is kind of.
It is. How do daddy long legs reproduce if they're all daddies?
Oh.
I like that one
That's
too.
a joke one. I like that one too. That's a good one.
Okay, the last one I was dying reading. I don't know if it was just because I was by myself that I thought these were extra funny, but
Yeah, that's probably why.
that's probably why you're not into it.
I know I do love
Okay.
them, but some of them are clever.
Yeah, they
They're
are.
clever to
I'm
me
like,
too.
these
yeah.
kids are witty.
This one I did laugh. If I go to the bathroom and jerk off and then touch the doorknob to leave, and then later my mom touches the same doorknob
Yeah.
and then fingers herself,
Yeah.
will I get my mom pregnant?
Oh my God.
They ask questions like that.
No way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's like
I died.
yeah. They always
What?
ask like these really specific questions. Like, what if I jerk off in my hand and then I like put it on the bed and then like my girlfriend like rolls over on it and it's like, whoa. Okay, listen.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's a lot of
Here's-
circumstantial
Yeah.
situations.
I'm like, here's the line of pregnancy. How close do we want to get people? How does pregnancy happen? Y'all ain't listening. You know, it's like fucking just like relax with the questions. They're just like so specific. And then like you get questions when you're like, oh, somebody's pregnant in here.
Oh.
You know, they'll be like, oh, I had sex with my boyfriend and like da 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 da. And it's like, well, you're probably pregnant. Like, go get a pregnancy
no.
test. You know?
Do you have to say that loud?
Yeah, I
Do
would
you usually
yeah,
like
I,
share
yeah,
that?
I
I
do.
mean, like when you read those, are you like,
Yeah, they write
need
it, we
to-
read it, I
Yep.
answer it.
Yep, no,
like,
that's
there's
great.
nothing, yeah. But I have a question for you all.
yeah.
I want to know. So, like, what's going on in the 20s? Like, what's the dating? What's the guys like? Like, what's happening?
What's happening?
I'm debating being a cougar, so I need this
Ooh.
information.
We got you.
Well, be careful though with the guys our age. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Are you kidding me? Look at me.
You don't want to
them.
fuck with guys in their 20s anyways.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
I
Well,
feel
But
like
what's going
I
on?
feel like you need a daddy.
Mm-mm.
No?
She goes, mm-mm.
No, probably not a daddy. I need like a father.
Okay. True. We don't need any daddies. We need a father.
Yeah.
What's going on with the guys in our age
Yes.
group? I would say a lot of them are like focusing
Or
on
not guys, but like
in
your
general?
girlfriends. What's dating
Well,
like? What's happening?
I'll tell you, they're focusing on themselves.
Mm.
They'll see a guy a few times and like they'll have a lot of fun, but he's got to just focus on himself and like just like doesn't have time. Like that's always the excuse these days, I feel like, or like they want to be hooking up, but then like they don't want to like make it exclusive, and then you get stuck in this wish-wash of like not exclusiveness, but
Yeah.
they're
Oh,
together, but
Okay.
it's just
So
like
the
that.
same thing happening in the 30s and 40s and like it's
Identical.
the same. It's the same thing.
Identical.
Okay, cool.
I
cool.
think a lot of guys,
Perfect.
a lot of guys are afraid of commitment for sure. And it's
Still, yeah.
about like guys just wanting to, I don't know if it's like they date and then they just don't want to put a label on it, but they want all the other benefits of a relationship. You know
Absolutely
what I'm saying?
not.
It's like,
Yeah.
wait, how does that really work though?
Draw the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to meet your friends and stuff. I'm
Mhm.
like, I don't even know, like, I don't know what we are. No, like, get out of here.
In
You know-
dating apps, there's the Hinge. Not the Hinge, I guess it's called Hinge.
The
Yeah.
Hinge.
The
Okay.
Hinge.
Da-da-da.
You have that one?
No.
That's a good one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it just feels like more work.
I know.
Do you have
I don't
any?
know.
Do you have any dating apps?
Yeah, I have Tinder and Facebook.
Facebook?
Yeah.
That's a
Is
dating
it a
app.
dating app?
Oh god. Yeah.
Just with people
Also-
rolling in the DMs or something like
Also-
that.
Yeah, no, it's a real like dating thing. This is why I like it though, because I can see who I have mutual friends with,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, oh, like everybody, that's not the fucking route I'm taking.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
I see.
So it's kind of helpful in that way. And I think I got on it because one of my good girlfriends met somebody on it, and you're like, well, then that's the one. Like if my girlfriend met somebody, so that's the one that I'm on, and it doesn't take a lot of like. Bumble, I can't with the fucking like don't give me rules and time limits, and it's like
And tell me to message first.
yeah. I don't mind messaging first, but I
Oh.
just don't want like, oh, you have 24 hours. Like I'm fucking busy.
oh,
grown
yeah.
ass
They give you
woman.
only 24 hours?
Yeah, and then they like go away, and it's like, do you want to extend? It's like I don't have time to be. I just so that's what I'm on, Tinder and Facebook.
Is this an actual just the Facebook app, or is there like a category of Facebook that's Facebook dating? I'm
Yeah,
confused.
it's a category.
Oh, it is?
So you just like go right on it.
Oh, sick.
Oh.
Never heard
I
of
did
that.
not know that was a thing.
And
Yeah.
Tinder for our age group, I'm not sure for you,
Yeah.
is definitely only hookup stuff.
It's a hookup
Yeah.
app.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm 38 right now.
Can't believe that every time you say
I
it.
can't see myself talking to someone that's under 35. So I'm set at 35 to like 45. And it's it's not great.
You should move
It's
your
not great.
boundaries like to a different city and just see what's going on somewhere else just for a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't
You
know.
want it?
We'll
you
just
want them
see.
local.
Well, I just want to see what other cities can
Yeah.
bring. you
Yeah.
know, and
Or
then
just
compare.
Expand
Yeah.
the radius of your.
Okay, maybe I will expand that, but I'm not driving like 45
He
minutes.
can
come to
drive
you.
to you.
You live in the boondocks, you got to come to the city. Boom.
Okay.
Fair enough, right?
I don't think so.
Oh,
No, there's cool date
I like
places
it.
around here. He'll come here.
Yeah, I want to be around somebody around here. I want convenience. I need convenience in my life.
Yeah.
Like I don't got time for it.
Mm-mm.
I don't want too much planning. I need convenience.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
also am like a stickler. Like I know compromise, but I know my boundaries. I know what I want when I want it, which changes, but like
Love
I
that.
just,
You know what you want already going in. That's the best way to be.
yeah.
You
How
know-
long have you been single?
Close to 2 years now. So yeah, I was in a relationship, and obviously like that didn't work out, and so now I'm just back single.
Okay.
Which
Do you know?
always,
Can I ask why it didn't work out? Just because you're
Yeah.
you're so well rounded in intimacy and relationships
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like, why didn't it work for you?
yeah, because he
You know what I mean?
wasn't.
Ah,
It was really hard to communicate with him, and he surprised me with a drug addiction. So
oh,
yeah, so
That's
I was
hard.
like,
Tough.
whoa, yeah, but it was fine.
Man.
Yeah.
That's
So all those things, just I have no fucking tolerance for bullshit.
No.
So it was like it was like, oh God, this is it. Okay, well, what is that? Your bags. How'd you do that? So like, you gotta go. Like, it's, I'm not doing that.
You know what though? You gotta be ready. Well, you know what you want, and you're ready, and it's it's a good thing that there's not all these millions of like good ones out there that are just like plopping in your doorstep, and then it would be simple. It's like, it's not simple to find the good ones, because then they'd be hidden. It's hidden information.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're nodding, but you're not thinking it. I can tell in your face.
I was gonna let y'all work that out.
No,
I want to know.
No.
Do you not agree?
No, I agree.
Oh.
I agree.
I want to know. I was just asking.
Yeah. I think I honestly forgot what you said and all that.
Yeah, I honestly did too. That's why
Is that what you said?
That's why I stopped.
You were looking at me like I was crackers. I'm like, what? I'm like, your face is telling me you're not agreeing.
Can you say it again?
No, I think I forgot to.
Will you open this up?
Okay, I have an intimacy related question about relationships then too, because it's someone sent in. We were going to wait till the end to ask this one, but I think it will bring good conversation. Okay, so someone said, okay, here's a question for Khadijah. I am having a hard time initiating sex. My boyfriend said it needs to be fair, where we both initiate, I should say. And I completely agree, but I put pressure on myself to the point I don't get turned on or psych myself out at times. To be honest, in previous relationships, I never had to initiate. I can't tell when he is turned on, and I'm super confident in other ways, but not as much when it comes to initiating, and I want to. Please help.
Yeah. So I think let's take the pressure off of it. Like, is tonight going to be the night I'm going to initiate? Tonight's going to be the night that I'm initiated. So, like, let's start with little things. Like, let's initiate, like, a kiss. You know? Let's start with, like, initiate holding his hand. See how that feels.
Start smaller.
Start smaller. I mean, don't go right to the sex, you know? Or maybe if they live together, when they're around each other, just, like, surprise and kiss them on the cheek or something, you know?
Yeah.
Build up to it, because I think it could be really empowering to initiate sex, and I love that it seems like it's something that kind of makes her uncomfortable, but she wants to like take that risk and like do it. But you know, be patient with yourself, and you know, talk with your partner about it, and you know that like, I'm willing to try this, I'm willing to do this, but like I just need some time, and then like take the pressure off, and you know, talk about how she feels about it. Yeah, remove the pressure. I think pressure will like fight or flight or freeze, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything that has to do with pressure just ends up going the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Really.
I agree.
Yeah. So like, I guess like a real good tangible thing is start slow. Initiate different things, because I'm sure she's initiating things all the time in her relationship. You know?
Yeah, I like to call it the smaller stuff too.
Yeah. So the same thing that makes her feel really confident when she can initiate that, then like bring it into physical intimacy.
So
I really like that.
So what if okay, so they're already having sex. He initiates most of the time. So for a woman, she's ready to do it. What's like a actual tip? Like, you're laying there, you want to have sex with him. How do you go about making a move? Like something like that too.
Okay.
Yeah, I know those moments when you're like in the bed and you're
like I want to. How do I do
sex,
it?
How do I?
Do I grab his dick just right now? Or do you like?
That's a move. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We don't do that. So how do we do it?
Just grab his dick. I mean, do that. You'd be surprised.
I know. Honestly, you probably would be surprised.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So I really. So it depends on the mood, because sometimes I do it like I throw a hint, like, you know, like you just like are laying and you just like pow, you just like throw that ass on him.
Yep.
And it's like just enough where that was intentional, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what
you know what you're doing. Yeah.
You know what that
Throw
means.
that ass in the air.
Yeah, you know, like, oh God, this song. Throw that ass in the circle or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to go for.
Okay.
In the air.
I said in the air.
That's fine. I got a TikTok a couple months ago, so I like know all the songs.
Oh, you do?
Just 6 seconds though. Just that's all I know. But like those 6 seconds, I fucking got it down. So I think that's a way, or you can just like turn, and I always like a good shoulder kiss, like just like a good shoulder kiss, and you like have your hand and you can shoulder kiss, run it up the thigh.
There you go.
Oh, I like that.
You know, like that's nice. Or you could do a shoulder kiss, neck down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Shoulder kiss, like not grab the neck, but like caress the neck with the shoulder kiss.
Yep.
You know, I always like the one finger, like.
Oh,
you know?
Oh, that's a good tip.
Down the
that's
neck.
a good one.
Good.
Around the ear, down the neck
like
a little bit.
on the shoulder, like down. Yeah, something really light and sensual. for like sensual moments, but sometimes you just gotta go grab the dick. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
it depends.
Feel it out.
That's the thing that's so great about sex. Sometimes it can be dominant on either side, submissive on either side. It could be intense. You can have those like soft moments, but like figuring that out is the fun of it.
Yeah, that's the whole
Exactly.
fun.
And
it's
being
supposed to
like present, because I always say, it sounds corny, but it makes a lot of sense that the biggest like sex organ is your brain.
It is though.
Yeah.
Because that's why
Okay.
women can't get in the zone sometimes, because we're in our heads.
Yeah, like, oh my God, like, is my body this and this? Da, 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 da,
Is
da,
he looking at
da.
my roll?
God, he doesn't care. I've had a fupa for a good 5 years now. Nobody fucking cares.
I love that you called a fupa
Oh
because
my
we
God.
just called it a fupa too. We had a whole
I
conversation
don't
about fupas.
care. Like,
Yeah.
and nobody cares.
No one
Like,
does.
you have hair in your pussy. Like, I've never had a dude be like, whoa, no. Like, they don't
Yeah.
fucking
They don't
care.
care like that.
They don't care as much. And if that motherfucker does and somebody makes you feel like that, that's on them. That has nothing to do with you.
And
Yeah.
you need to get out.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of women are always like, oh, well, we have to be in the zone. Like, we have to be thinking about the present moment. And there's a lot that goes on with women orgasm. But I also think that I think men go through the same thing too. Like, and I think
yeah.
it's just not talked about as much because I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like
Agreed.
men has like a lot of men have the, what do they call it? The anxiety, like around
Oh,
performance.
Oh, they
Yes.
do.
Yep.
They do.
So it's the same thing, and I think it just has to do with like feeling out your body. Maybe that is just grabbing the dick, or maybe it is like you're like caressing and
Yeah.
rolling, you know, kind of like
yeah.
dry humping a little bit to
Yeah.
get it
And
turned
talking
on
during
and talking.
Yeah, talking.
Not just like, you're my fucking slut. Like, not just that,
Yeah.
but like, be like, oh, where can I touch you? Like, where do you want me to touch
Yeah.
you? Like, that could be all a part of like making sex more like erotic in a really like tangible, really easy way. I'm not saying
Yeah.
like tie somebody up and fucking dump water on their face. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, but like.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never-
Waterboarding, never heard of it?
No.
Oh, I have. But
Oh, yeah.
Not during sex. I've heard it for torture.
Oh. No, it's also like it also can be like a
BDSM?
set. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess that makes sense.
Okay. Where,
like,
what
what-
other category would
Well,
it be
no, I
in?
thought immediately government waterboarding. I don't know why. This is what now you know how my brain works.
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah.
I was gonna say something fun about that. Well, making it lighter and easier, but I'm saying even adding time to that, like foreplay. I feel like would you is that like something like adding longer foreplay time
Yeah.
to be lighter and maybe help like what's the advice? I suppose like what I'm getting at is like how do you help a woman get in to her mindset, you know, because people are like,
Yeah.
oh, it's gonna take a long time. Now I'm getting freaked out. Like it's gonna take longer.
Yeah, and I think like everyone's body's different, but something that I always tell, you know, like just check in with yourself real quick before you're about to do this. Like, do I really want to do this? Like, am I excited about this? And this is, I'm not, you know, just like think about it and then like hype yourself up. Like, oh, fuck, I'm about to fuck my man. Like, I'm excited. I'm about to have sex with this person. Like, I'm so excited. And like hyping yourself up, like, will make your pussy wet. Like it will. Like it will. Like one time, that's y'all's homework. Like when you're by yourself, just be like, before you have sex, like just hype it up in your head. Like, oh my God, I'm about to have sex.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Like I really feel like I want him to pull my hair tonight. Like you can play it out in your mind and like make that dream come true.
Yep.
Love.
Like it's so exciting.
It
Yeah.
is. God, I love the way you put that too, because it's like these are
Yeah.
conversations that are so. Always,
And like I didn't say one thing about my body or like what I look like, nothing. That
Yeah.
get that out of your mind.
Yeah. It's
use
like
a
those.
different form.
It's a
Yeah.
thought pattern that you have to like, you know, you're hyping yourself up. You look in the mirror like, damn, my ass looks good. Let's let my boyfriend slap that or something. You know.
All we're doing is affirmations.
Yeah.
Talk to your vagina. I give my vagina affirmations. I'm like, hello
Yeah.
down there. Hi. Like,
Yeah.
how are
Hello.
you?
I
how
love
are
that.
you
You're
doing?
like, hey,
Yeah.
how are you?
Yeah.
I watched Big Mouth, and that reminded me of that.
Yeah.
Have you watched that?
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's got some good. I mean,
it's not wrong.
it's not wrong. It's
It's not wrong.
literal. That's for sure.
Yeah.
it's kind of funny.
It's not wrong. But yeah, like talk like affirmations before sex, before you engage in something with somebody that is very personal and very like intimate and like, you know,
Yeah.
someone's dick is going in your mouth maybe. Like
You can make it intimate again if you just slow down.
if you just slow it down, if you know, but like speeding it up. I just feel like people have moods, and whatever that mood is,
Listen
like
to it.
and go full on. Like I tell people before we have sex, like, because I like to have a lot of sex conversations, not only because I'm a sex educator, but I also just like enjoy it. Like I am very present and into it when I'm having sex. Like it is like the moment. I'm not thinking about anything else, and the minute that I do, we're done. Like there's been times where if I'm not enjoying myself, or I'm just like, well, the moment's passed, I'll just stop.
Yeah.
You right in the yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a form of meditation. Like you're literally thinking about one thing when you're having sex, which is awesome.
Yeah, you're just focused on the moment and just like, I don't know, it just changes the game.
Yeah. But Sid, I do like your question about like how to get a woman's head like in the right spot for an orgasm. Is that kind of what you're asking?
Yeah,
too?
that's
I tell people don't worry about an orgasm.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah, because the minute you worry about it, it's not gonna happen. That's for sure.
Don't worry about it, and like, you know, coming seems to be like where everybody wants to end up, but it's like the destination. Honestly, with sex is not where it's at. It's the fucking journey.
Yes.
If we focused on that more, then like. There's nothing that's more of a turn off if a dude's like eating me. I was like, are you gonna come? Did you come? Are you coming? Are you fucking coming? It's like, well, no.
That's
too much. It's too much.
It's
You're
too
like,
much.
Stop. Okay.
What are you doing?
Right.
Am I coming?
That's enough.
Am I coming?
No.
What did Megan Thee Stallion
buddy.
said? You'll know. Yeah. It's not gonna be a secret to anybody.
She did say that.
You'll
You'll
know.
know.
You'll know.
You'll know.
You know, so
God.
everybody who's like, I don't know if I know, then you've never made somebody come. You know what I mean? Like, which is fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. If you take all this, again, this pressure, like, think of like a man having the pressure of like, all my masculinity and all my identity like around sexuality has to be to make this person come. That's a lot of fucking pressure.
Yeah.
Like, no. Like,
And that's
you
why
don't deserve that either.
Mm-mm.
And
You
that's
know?
why I think a ton of females fake an orgasm because they want to make the man feel good. And that's why I think men think that that's their only goal during sex too. But to be honest, like a lot of times it is very, very fucking difficult for women to reach orgasm just from, you know, penetration. So
It is.
I think it's important to realize that like sex is more than just like you said, like the destination. It's women just like the journey of it too. Like you don't always have to focus on
the journey of it. Sometimes the kissing at the very beginning is the best part.
The intimacy part and like just having that slowed down time and like that one-on-one time is like a lot of the times what the best part is. You know
just
what I mean?
The best part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's okay to have that be the best part.
Yeah.
It's just like follow your mood. I love that you're saying that. Follow your freaking mood. Yeah.
Like get inside your body and follow your mood and talk to your partner about it. And, you know, have your partner talk to you about it and not just have it be like, okay, well, this is like what I'm supposed to do. It's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, you know, it can be so much more than that, you know?
And I also think it's important for everyone to like do their own self-pleasure kind of thing to make sure that they know like what they want and how their body reacts, because I think that can also help.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
That
in
is
the bedroom.
Such a good tip.
Yeah.
Like
it's
masturbating
not
will
bad.
help. No.
Like, but people grow up thinking that. Some people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when like we talk about masturbating, it's not about like the religious or cultural. We just talk about it from a medical standpoint. Like medically, it's not harming you. Here can be some benefits. When you masturbate, you learn your body better, like you were saying, right? If I know like this is how I want my body touched, this is the pressure, like this is the speed, this is usually where I kind of like get there, then you're able to tell somebody else. Because every time you have sex is like having sex for the first time, even if it's with somebody that you've known before or been or had sex with before, because their mood yesterday is different, and like that's also fun, you know?
Exactly why you don't need to get discouraged if one time's not amazing.
Exactly.
It's not like a flyaway, like, whoa,
no,
that was amazing.
No, but how amazing is it if like you had bad sex with your partner and you talked about it and like what y'all could do to make it better?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's just
so
freaking important.
I know there's like a gender difference in masturbation. Like the stigma is that men masturbate more than women. Do you think that that's true, or do you think that's just because there's shame and stigma around female masturbation? And is that the reason that women masturbate less?
The latter.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely think like women are okay to be looked at. It's okay for that, but thinking about a woman like pleasuring herself, I think is more taboo.
Yeah.
For, you know, whatever reason. Well, there's lots of reasons, but
too many decades of
Yeah.
reasons of why and like
but
exactly.
Yeah, and I think we see that at every touch point, like I was talking about with puberty. It's like, yo, but like you're masturbating, like it's so cute, and it's like nobody ever talks.
I will
to
not
girls
say
about,
that's cute to my son. That's so cute.
I didn't have a brother, so I'm like, no, I'm kidding.
but it's always like a joke, or it's like a thing, or you know,
You're
it's
right.
never like, you know, well, in some households it's probably like don't masturbate, like, oh, you'll die, but you know, but overall, like in our culture, it's like, oh, that's so cute, like that's so great, like, oh, like you're going through puberty, and it's not the same for girls.
No, it's not even close.
But girls are still like humping their pillow, and they're like, whoa, somebody should tell me about that. This is amazing.
This is great.
Yeah.
I have a funny story that I might have told this in the Molly Hale podcast.
I already know the story,
but
I'm scared.
So we talked. Molly Hale was on this podcast, and she is very sex positive. So we talked about a lot of masturbation and playing around when you're a child.
Love it.
Like humping couches and all the good stuff. But yeah, like I distinctively remember like being in my parents' bathtub, and they had jets in there. I was like 7 years old, and obviously I was like, oh, this is nice. And
yeah,
I was being there with my sister.
What feels good feels good.
And we both would
you
just
wouldn't know any different.
We'd both just stick our butts on the jet, and my dad would be like, "You guys stop doing that." We'd be like, "Why? Feels good."
Yeah, of course it does. Like
I
even
can't believe I'm
babies do
telling
it.
can't believe I'm telling the story, but I just think it's absolutely hilarious.
Well, it's funny because
it's like so normal. Like everybody has a story like that.
Yeah.
Everybody has a story where they're like, "Whoa, I did this thing when I was a kid and it feels good." That's why babies hump high chairs and stuff, because it feels good to them. Like they don't know that they're doing anything wrong. It's the parents that freak out. The babies, you know, they're like, "Don't do that. That's wrong." And then that's what
they grow up with that shame.
First thing. And it's no hard. It's no like these are bad parents. Like they just. That's a natural reaction. I'm sorry. When you see your toddler humping something, you're like, stop, don't do that. It's a natural reaction. But that's also putting something into their like psyche around like their body, their, you know, and so when you grow up with that, that can really change the way you navigate relationships.
Harmful in relationships too.
It could be really difficult.
Definitely.
You'd feel disconnected from that piece of you, which is, I mean, honestly, to be totally honest, I kind of had that because I didn't have anyone that talked to me about it.
Absolutely.
And it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
Like not even from really my parents, I would say from school too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just interesting to hear all this on an educational standpoint too. It's like it makes me feel good that you're out there like helping parents see this, and I'm hopeful that our generation will bring like so much more into like how their children.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to my kids about that. I'll let them hump that armchair. I'll just walk away.
Yeah, but you do teach them there's a time and a place. Like you don't do it at Target. Okay, you know, like if you're at a restaurant,
just Target it.
Yeah, no. Like I don't want to run into you and be like, you're letting it's fucking, we're in Applebee's.
Yeah, you're like,
Tell
okay,
them to cool
well, that's
you
gross.
know, but you do teach them like that. Like, you know, there's a time and a place, and even when they're young, like when they're little, talk to them like they're people.
They'll understand.
They'll figure it out.
I know.
Yeah. That's great advice.
The baby voice. I'm like, no. Should we read a little moments or no? Or a little straight candid moments?
Sure. I thought it was the one you sent me. Oh, there's more.
Yeah, there's a few.
So every week, you want to explain? Go for it.
No, yeah, whatever. I was going to say while you find them. Every week we ask people, and we've had the niceness of people sending straight candid moments in. And they're just their moments that are either they're funny, they can be sad, they can be embarrassing, anything that people are willing to share. And the craziness about it is obviously a lot of them are sex related. Yeah. And people are so willing to tell us, and that's what the coolest part is. And it's like we would never, you know, let anyone know their identity or anything like that. It's anonymous to us, but it's like it's so dang cool. We got a few good ones this week.
And a lot of it is like you said, sex based. And we already got your advice on the first one that we read though. So we only have one
of them. We have one more.
Yeah,
but we're like, we want to get them in because people get excited when they hear these two. There's one that I thought was just funny. I remember I read this one. I was going to
say, I don't remember the sex ones.
I'll read one. This one is just funny because and then I think there's a straight candid question. That's what it is. Okay, so this is a story. This is not sex related, but I read this earlier and I thought it was kind of funny. Okay. So this girl says she applied to this job that she really wanted, and part of the application was sending in self-recorded video interview questions. 5 questions, 30 seconds to prepare for each question, 3 minutes to answer, and then 1 retry if you mess up. So she's the second question in. She says, I'm not prepared to answer the question they gave me since it was about a skill set I do not have. I answered a question, then I got off track, and then I go, oh, fuck. That's bad. Really bad. While it was still recording, knowing I'll be able to retry one more time, obviously. And you can guess what I accidentally did. My dumbass clicked submit instead of retry. Ooh. I guess I'll have to keep searching for jobs now. Because that's so human.
Oh my God, that's something I would do.
That's something I would do too.
That's something I would do. First of all, computers still confuse me a little bit. I'm going to be honest.
It's okay. Majority.
If you ever apply for a job, just make sure you have a backup person to help you out then.
Yeah, no,
so
if I apply for a job, I'm like, I'm going to need to do interviews like we did in the 90s.
Yeah.
Across from each other.
Literally, though.
Like, I can't do that. Like, send it in. You could retry it. I would have fucked that up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but, oh.
Same.
They would be like, we got a new application. Oh, we're excited about this one. Oh, wait. The video is a second long. Like, I'd be like, what? Yeah. So, I get it. I get it. Oh, my God. That is something I would do.
I love these, though.
Dang it.
Okay.
Or retry with a different email.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say.
Smart.
Yeah, just do that.
Okay.
But usually, though, when you apply, that would be like okay, we want to hear a little more from you. Now answer these questions. Because usually it goes in that order. You apply, and then they send you, we want to hear from you. Here's our questions. Like, take the question. Like, the interview questions. So she's kind of, they know her identity.
Well, that's fine, but then
she can try again.
Yeah, just
whatever.
Do it with a different email. Just like
be a different person. Try it again.
No, be her, but there's no harm in there's no harm in doing it.
And people recognize you're human, so I don't know. I just thought that was hilarious, and that's funny that she reached out with that. This one's actually for you. This is from somebody that sent it in today, and she said, I've never really had, and I think we kind of talked to it, I never really had parents that talked to me in a healthy way about sex and sexuality, especially sexuality, aside from what was deemed sinful by the church. How can I communicate that to my children, or what should my parents have said about sexuality to me?
Yeah, I think,
especially for someone who's questioning it.
Right. I think I love when people like recognize that something didn't feel right and they want to like change their behavior with their own young people, with their own kids. I think that's beautiful, because it's really hard to like think about people that you really care about and love about. Like, they kind of mess this part up, right? That can be really hard, because these are people who raised us and love us and have values that maybe aren't close to us, but they were at one time, so I just really always commend people who recognize that and want to change it. So I want to say that first. Second, I think just talking about it with your kids is like the way to do it. We always like to say use teachable moments, use stuff going on in the world to bring up topics. I tell this story. So my daughter, this was when she was like 10, we were watching Boy Meets World, like the old one. And, like Topanga and Corey.
Yes, Topanga.
They have like in the show, they have like a really intense like relationship and love. And like my daughter, like she just looked at me and she was like, oh, Mom, like, is this love? Like, is this how it is to have a boyfriend? And, I talked to her and I told her things that were important to me and things that I valued about relationships and what I saw in this TV show, this fake TV show. And then she looked at me and she was like, Mom, okay, I get it. But you know what? One thing is, like, sex is not love. And this is after we, like, continue to have conversations. And I was like, oh, my God.
10 years old.
Yeah. And I was like, that is good, because she's listening to the things that I'm telling her. Mm-hmm. And it's like, so you can use moments like that or things in the world that you really want your young person to focus on and be like, look at this. This is, like, a really good representation of love. And, like, when we think about talking to our kids about sex, it's really not about sex. It's not about intercourse. We're teaching our kids to like feel good about themselves, and we're teaching our kids to feel empowered to stand up for what they want in relationships and feel confident to say no and have people respect their boundaries, and when their boundaries aren't being respected, having a bottom line. These are the things that are important. Like talking to your kids about intercourse and sexual acts, that's not what we're doing. That's not what you have to do.
People jump to that, though.
They'll figure that out. Like we all did. Like, I don't think everyone was like, okay, this goes here. And, you just kind of you watch some porn, you kind of like figure it out, and you just like get together with somebody, But it's about that other stuff that I feel like is so important. Relationships, how to navigate that. How do we speak that confidence into our children, especially when it's matters of the heart? I have so many friends that have been in awful relationships just because they want to love.
Wow.
Just because they want to
really
love.
tough.
So
Really
it's like you want to speak that into them. And like anybody who maybe feels like they missed that opportunity, like you could still do that for yourself. You can still speak that love into yourself, where you can still build up that confidence in yourself to still engage in really healthy relationships, even if that isn't something that you did previously. Because it's not practice makes perfect, practice makes permanent. And if you end up with fucking shitty relationships, you become really good at receiving shitty relationships. I love that y'all are nodding on like the same beat.
Because literally this is a perfect way to wrap up this podcast. Like, that was so powerful. that whole spiel and that answer you gave, I think that listener is going to be very happy with that response.
Well,
me, I'm like, oh my God. Even
reach
that,
out anytime if you need to talk. I love talking about this. So
why don't you plug yourself?
Oh yeah, so you can find me at K Cooper Comedy. Instagram's the best. Twitter, I do it, but don't bother. Obviously, nobody in your age group knows about Facebook, so
whatever.
Well, you didn't know about Facebook dating. I thought it was popular.
Literally, I've never heard of that in my life.
What, are you on the Messenger?
When's your next show? Do you have a show coming up?
Yeah, I do. I'm at Camp Bar this Friday and Saturday. That's in St. Paul on Rice Street.
Okay.
So I'll be hosting out there, so it'll be fun.
Yay. Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for opening up and telling your funny stories and just like getting to the nitty gritty. We need to hear this stuff.
Y'all are the best.
Do you have anything else you want to wrap it up with? Anything at all?
Yeah, just like play with your clit.
Yes, bitch! Woo!
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This
was
that was amazing.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, you can follow us at Straight Candid Podcast on Instagram. And then also we want to mention that at the Back Pocket Podcast, the boys make this production possible. So shout out to Andrew and Declan.
Thanks for making us live and alive.
We love you guys. And thanks for listening.
Thanks for being here. See you next week.
Bye.
Ooh!
Play with your clit.
Yay!